Hey guys, what's going on? Hey Cody, Living Minnesota Outdoors, Duckmaster Outdoors, and Jay with the Banknolls. Are y'all here? I got a text message from you, so just seeing if you're here. I'm not sure if Jay and them are going to make it. So if they're here, let me know. Survivor LT, how you doing? Duckalope, what's going on? Watching here on the big screen. Great. Now I'm getting on the big screen now. Am I that famous? Dukes, how you doing, buddy? Scott Swift, how you doing? Shiner, what's up, Rob? Oh, Big Joe, I miss Big Joe. How you doing, Big Joe? All right, I don't know if Jay with the Binkle Bunch is going to make it. I know he typed in here, and but I got a text message from him. For those of you who don't know, he's in Kentucky, and they're in the middle of an ice storm right now. He said the power went out, and that there were trees snapping around his house. So y'all keep him in your prayers. Yeah, me too, Dukes. It is. I don't think rain's ever going to stop. Moving to the big leagues. Teach us the way. I don't know the way, man. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I gain, and then I lose. I gain, and then I lose. It's kind of like my weight. I lose weight and I gain it. I lose it, I gain it. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Just frozen there. So what's everybody up to tonight? Well, I'm depressed. Hey, Joy, how you doing? I'm depressed. Duck season is over. Thunder and lightning. Yeah, I'm getting messages through my weather app. Sad that the season is over. Yep, me too. Trying to stay warm. How crazy is that, Dukes? 2 states over, and 3 states rather, and it's freezing rain, sleet, snow. And here we got nothing but rain, and we got thunder and lightning. Making a rabbit gumbo. That sounds good. M&K Outdoors, how you doing? W6, Missouri is frozen tundra right now. Yeah, I've been seeing it all on the news. Shiner's got 87. He's in flip-flops. Yes, it is. Dukes, last Saturday, I saw more ducks on Saturday than I've seen all season. Go figure that one. Awesome there, Mike. Damn it. There's no freezing rain, just light snow on the ground, maybe 2 inches. Cold front coming, high tomorrow is going to be 71. Yeah, you need to wrap up there, Rob. 2 more days and we'll get above zero. All right, well, I got enough people in here. If you haven't already, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let's see here. Mike just said he's lost some more weight. I have actually gained it. I have not had the opportunity to do my walks. It's been raining. Every time I get home, it's just been raining. Wow, man, how you doing, buddy? That was a pretty cool video you did, man. I like the history at Fort Laramie. I really did. Let's see here. You know what? You're right. That steak didn't help me, but I'm gonna tell you what, that was the best eating steak I ever cooked. Let's see here. I don't know if y'all can see this very well, but that's what I did Valentine's Day for me and my wife. There we go. How's that? Leo, how you doing? All right, so before I came in, let's see, I had 958, I believe. So you're on the way then. Man, I did that yesterday, Chris. So right now I'm at 958 last time I looked. So I'm on the road. I'm trying to get there. I still got some watch hours that need to be taken care of, but that'll come with time. Oh, wow, man. Let's see if I can do that real quick. I see it 9:59. All right, so I gained one. Okay. Let's see if I can't find old wild man here. Hang on 1 second. Let's see here. Oh, M&K done got it for me. M&K, thank you so much. Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Baby girl, how you doing? I appreciate that, Mike. So as far as my weight's concerned, I gained a couple of pounds over last week. I just haven't had time to walk. I get home. Hey, Tag and Tails, how you doing? I get home from work and it's pouring down rain. And then what do you do when you're bored and sitting at the house? You eat. That's what you do. So I'm going to get back on it. As far as the channel, like I say, I'm on the way to hitting 1,000. That's what I guess everybody's goal is. And I'm probably about 1,000 hours, maybe just a little over for watch time. So I'm working on that as hard as I can. If you haven't already gone through my channel, I have a little playlist of conservation, and I'm starting a new series called the Conservation Corner. Got some pretty cool things that are going to be coming out, I hope. Last week I put one out on the subaquatic vegetation here and what we need. I'm hoping to do some wood duck boxes, some other things. Dutch, how you doing? Awesome, Chris. I'm glad you like it. I hope everybody else does. I'm going to be coming out with some more stuff. Let's see here. What else? Hey, Sunfish, how you doing, buddy? Yep, Tagging Tails is in the house. Scott's eating grilled cheese. I'm gonna be posting another hunt video Wednesday, a hunt that I did over the season. So that'll be coming out. And I think that's my last duck hunt. Yeah, that's my last duck hunt video. Went out last Saturday. It was pouring down rain. It was pouring down rain. I ended up knocking 3 ducks down. And they landed over in what we call cut grass or sawgrass. And I could not find them to save my life. The video that I took was all messed up. It was fogged. My cameras had fogged up. They were in the little waterproof housing. It all had all fogged. You couldn't see anything. Nothing. There was just nothing. There was nothing there. And that's the life of us, ain't it? Trying to video a hunt and everything's fogged up. But it is what it is. But last Saturday was the South Carolina Veterans Hunt. I heard a few people did pretty good and heard others didn't. So par for the course here. That's cool, Ryan. There is if you're not familiar with, there's a organization called the Flyway Foundation based out of here in South Carolina. It's in the upstate. And they built a whole bunch of mallard nesting tubes or mallard nesting platforms and sent them up to Pennsylvania many years ago. I haven't heard too much from them here lately, so I don't know if they're still doing it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the summer duck box or wood duck boxes coming up in a couple of weeks. I got to work next weekend, and so I won't be able to do it until the last weekend of February. But we have a lot of summer duck boxes that are already out, so we're just going to go and refresh them. Yeah, it does, Rob. Blue-headed creek chub. You know, I haven't seen one of them in a while. I got the I'll show you something, Sunfish. You might get a kick out of it. You can see this. I don't hook myself. That's a creek chub darter. Wooden, probably made this one I don't know when this was made, but that's a creek chub darter. I think this was made like in the maybe the late 60s, early 70s, maybe. I don't think I've ever fished with it. The packaging actually deteriorated. That's why it's not in packaging. Ryan, I understand that, but our migratory birds, the majority of them uh, come from the Pennsylvania area. So I have no problem with that. But I understand what you're saying. Let's see here. Mud Tramps in the house. How you doing, Becca? Mark J. Larson. How you doing? Just got done leftover squirrel soup. Glenn, let me tell you something. Many growing up as a kid. All right, Scott, you take care of yourself. Thanks for coming in, and please hit that thumbs up button for me on your way out. But Glenn, when I was a kid, I grew up eating a lot of rabbits and a lot of squirrels, and I just kind of lost my taste for them. But many years ago, I was in Arkansas, in a little town called Elmira, if anybody knows where that's at. And we were goose hunting, and I went to go I was at the lodge, and I went to go. They said they had a stew in the pot, and we can go just help ourselves. And it was a squirrel head stew, and I'll eat just about anything once. I just could not do it that time. Ryan, yes, I have listened to Ramsey Russell's podcast about the Atlantic flyway and the mallards. I've been chasing them for 48 years, and I'm well aware of what's going on. Our mallards. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe this because when I was a kid, we were when I was a kid, we had a lot of mallard ducks here in South Carolina. I mean, a lot. All of them were migratory, and we had a lot of black ducks. I don't know if you could hear that, but I was just thunder rolling. But I'm fairly convinced of this migration change, this switch, this change, this more headed westerly. If I'm not mistaken, that guy that he was interviewing, I cannot pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. But mallards are a western bird to begin with. So what are y'all talking about spamming? So anyway, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. The black duck and the mallard genetically, from what he's saying, is the same bird. It's just evolution has taken over and changed the mallard into, change the mallard, Atlantic flyway mallard into a black duck because of where they breed and whatnot. Yeah, I am too. I think they are. You cannot sit there and tell me that a third or fourth generation released duck doesn't hurt something somewhere. I mean, I want to see his research. I'm not a waterfowl biologist. I don't claim to be one. I am not one. I've had people tell me, they've asked me in private messages, do I have a wildlife biology background? No, I do not. Do I have a waterfowl biology background? No, I don't. Do I have a biology period background? No, I don't. Again, I keep telling people, it was 48 years of just me seeing, just seeing, watching, looking, seeing what the ducks are doing year from year, going to other states and looking at their migrations and seeing how they're changing. And I'm convinced they are changing. PhD in duckology. Yeah. I think it was a song written about that on one of the Duck Commander movies. And you're right, Cody. Experience is more valuable than book knowledge. And well, thank you, Irene. I appreciate it and welcome. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But I've just seen some things change, man, and not as far as the Atlantic Flyway goes, it's not for the good. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it 1,000 times. Ducks need 3 things, and duck hunters need 4 things. Ducks need, hey, Unpaved Explorer, how you doing? Ducks need food, water, and rest. Period. That's what they need. They need to be able to eat. They need to be able to get the water. Oh, there's Ryan. If you got a pencil and a piece of paper, I can give it to you right now. Matter of fact, I'll just type it in the chat so you'll have it. Sea Wolf, welcome. It's right there, Ryan. I appreciate it, but I'd like to look at it. What was if you look at the history of the Atlantic Flyway, excuse me, I don't want to go back. Food, water, and rest. I'm sorry. They need food. They need to be able to get the water, and they need rest. A duck can sit there and feed in one location, and then it is nothing for them to fly 50 or 60 miles somewhere else, or even farther, to get the water. There's been studies, and we've all seen it, where these ducks, where are they roosting at, and all of a sudden they're coming to your feed spot, and they get up and they travel back. And they need rest. And what I mean by that is, they need to be undisturbed for a period of time to keep them in the area. And that is a conversation that I hope to bring forth shortly. But and duck hunters, they need to have a food source for the ducks to go to. They need to have water for the ducks to go to. And they need weather. And let's face some facts. We just haven't had the weather in the last 2 or 3 years, if not longer. Let's see here. Do ducks and geese rotate groups to keep open water on special lakes? Let's say that they're in a cold area and the lakes are starting to freeze up. The ducks will huddle together, and their body warmth and them moving around and splashing will keep that hole open as much as possible. And then but if it freezes over, it freezes over, and they'll fly south, and they'll get to where there is water. And if there's, hey Tom, how you doing? And if there's not enough food for them, and there's food up north, they'll fly back up north to get to that food. For example, you take Missouri right now. Missouri is, as people have said, and even in the chat, it's a frozen tundra. So if you've got a corn pond that has got lots of corn on it, these ducks will land on the ice and they will get that corn off the cob. But they need open water to roost in and to get water. So after they finish feeding, it is nothing for them to get up and fly south to open water and hit that water, get their drink, and get their rest, and even fly back up north the same day and migrate north to get to that food and then come right back. It's nothing for them. They got wings, that they can fly. You're right, Ryan. And something tagging. Oh, there you are. Did you know that hummingbirds hitch a ride on the back of geese to migrate? I don't know. I have no idea, bro. Let's see here. We need 2 weeks of, we do, Ryan. And yeah, you're right. We only got 2 or 3 cold days, and then it'll warm right back up and start raining again. And then when you get enough water up in the swamps or even on the lake, it just scatters the birds out more. Now, Ryan, I don't know how true this is. This is what I was told many, many, many years ago. They put a transmitter on a mallard hen and that left a refuge here in South Carolina. And they actually tracked that mallard hen all the way to Louisiana where she fed. Now, that's a western migration. And she fed in the rice fields and then got up later in the evening and flew all the way back to South Carolina into a refuge. Now, I can't confirm it. I can't deny it. I have no idea. It is what I was told. And the person that told me, I have no reason to doubt them. You're going to get 12 inches of snow tonight here in Cleveland, Ohio. Half Crazy Catfishing. How you doing, bud? Well, thank you for coming in. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in, and I really do. Just do me a big, huge favor and hit that thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. And while I'm on that, I want to thank each and every. Yeah, it's hard to believe, Seawolf, but it's what I was told, and I have no reason to doubt the person that told me that. They've never lied to me before on something like that. They've lied to me about the fish they catch, but who doesn't do that? I don't know, man. I saw blue wings Saturday. I saw blue and green wings Saturday. And about 3 years ago, one of my best hunts right toward the end of the season in late January, about 2-3 years ago. We shot a 6-man limit, 6 ducks, a 6-duck, 6-man limit of green wing, blue wing, and summer ducks. Yeah, Shiner. I mean, so yeah. So what is it? So what is it to get up and go fly, to feed, and then go back to open water? It's nothing at all. That I couldn't tell you. It was fairly warm that year, toward the end of January. So I don't know if they were already here, and had just stayed around. And because when we found them, I thought it was just a big summer duck hole. When I found this particular spot, but it was warm, and I mean, when I say warm, it was in the low 50s. So I hadn't seen any blue wings since September. So I don't know if these birds were, if this was like a huge push southward, or if they were trying to get back up north. Because blue wings are usually the first to migrate south and the last to migrate north, because they'll fly all the way down to Argentina, the blue wings. So I personally think they were just getting here. Why is it ducks can migrate and I get lost, and I get lost every time I go on a trail? Oh, I have no idea. Seawolf, take care of yourself. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I agree. But it is a major factor, and it is a factor. But I have shot pintails in short sleeves in the Gulf of Mexico, right, just in Texas. So I think that the food, water, and rest is the big three, and weather is the final push. A duck can take a lot of weather. I mean, a lot of cold weather. And like I said, as long as they can get to open water, they're good. Pintails do come early as well, but I've shot them in January, like I said, in Texas. Ryan, where are you from? Just out of curiosity. You may have told me before, but I can't remember. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Say, Wyatt. Oh, Lexington. Okay. Tubby guys in the house. You know, I can't look at your channel without laughing anymore. You know that, right, Wyatt? I'm serious, man. I can't help it. Yes, Irene. I haven't looked at that through that book in a long, long time. I do not have a copy of it. It was a loaner. All right, Mark, hurry back. Yeah, Ryan. I'm with you on that. We need grass. We need a lot. We need a lot of. Well, Jay, welcome, and I hope y'all are doing okay. I didn't think I was going to see you tonight, so thanks for coming in. Don't burn your cell phone up. Ryan, when we had a lot of grass on the lake, hydrilla, and hydrilla, you got to understand, hydrilla is an invasive species. I'm not ever saying that it wasn't, because it was. But we had a lot of ducks, and not just mallards. We had the gadwall and the widgeon. I know people don't like. I know people don't like to talk about shooting coots, but we had a lot of coots. And although I didn't shoot them, except maybe one or two to train a dog with at times, but we had a lot of coots. Now we're not even seeing the coots anymore. All the divers. I mean, on Santee, we used to have canvasbacks, redheads, bluebills, ringnecks, and so we definitely need grass. And the only way I know how to get it, especially up in the swamp, is the water's got to drop so these things can grow. Grass don't grow through water. You're right. And when the mallards, KNEP environment is a good channel to learn about what matters. Irene, can you shoot me a hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh, all right. Hang on. Irene, where'd you go? There you are. Irene, I just added you as a moderator. If you would, please, ma'am, would you put that link in the chat if you can? Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Raymond, how you doing, bud? Welcome. But we definitely need grass, and there's only one way for it to grow, and that's the water has to come down to allow these grasses to grow, especially in the swamp and onto the banks of the lake. Um, I do know that Santee Cooper is doing their best to try to put other subaquatics in. I know that they're trying to get things like water shield reestablished in certain places. Thanks, Irene. Ryan, um, shoot me an email and I will shoot it back to you. I am going the last weekend in February to do just that. So if you want to meet up with me, shoot me an email. Tell me you want to meet up with you. I'll shoot you an email telling you where I'm going to be at. And meet me there. It'll be the last weekend in February, the 27th, or the 27th, which is last Saturday. And I'll tell you exactly where I'm going to be. And you can meet me at Landon and go with us. I don't know if y'all can hear the rain outside, but it is pouring down and it's thundering. So I hope my power stays on. Yeah, just shoot me an email and help remind me. Then I'll let you know where we're going to be. I haven't seen black ducks in my area in a long time. Not saying that nobody hasn't shot one. No, I have personally have not seen them in a long time. You're getting rain on top of almost 3 feet of snow. Good Lord. I'm sitting there trying to read a little bit of the chat, see if it pops up a question. But if y'all have missed, yeah, really, Cody, that's what I have to wait till. Just 7 months. 7 months almost to the day. And we'll be duck hunting again. So we got to start getting ready. Yeah, I wish I had a place to go get on some geese. Just there's all I have here is local stuff, and you can't pattern them for nothing. Well, give me a holler. I'll go with you, or try to. If nothing else, I'll sit in the layout blind with a camera and just watch. I hope you do, Cody. You need a gun that shoots. And don't, yeah, me too. I know before you say it, I do too. I couldn't shoot nothing. I mean, I did knock those 3 down, but after that, I could not hit the broadside of a barn standing inside of it. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I know, Cody. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing my best this year to hit a little bit more eastern. Oh, goodness. A lot harder to miss 3 times than to hit once. Ain't that the truth? At least I had something to shoot at. So if anyone in here happened to miss my last live stream that we did Saturday night, myself and Cody have been graciously invited by the Binknell Bunch to come out there and hunt turkeys with the Camaraderie Rescue Mission. It's to kind of boil it down to a nutshell. It's not the Wounded Warriors program, but it's very similar to it. And so we're going to be there with some Wounded Warriors and get to talk with them and hunt with them and do some videoing. So I am really excited. So if you want, if you haven't, go take a look at the that. All right, Ryan, you take care of yourself, buddy. And appreciate you coming in, buddy. So if y'all will go and, if you need some information, go back. It should be in there. Any idea what percentage of ducks make it from egg to adult? Let's see here. I knew that once. Oh, John, don't hold me to this number, but I have heard, and I can't remember where I read it or whether it was a biologist that told me, but I think that 80% of the ducks hatched do not make it. I think it's right up there at 80% that don't make it due to predators, whether, coons, skunks, foxes, coyotes, raptors. So I don't know. I want to say that it was about 80. And if I'm wrong on that number, I apologize, but that's what keeps popping in my head right now. Yeah, predation is fierce. And that's why I really do love my trappers, because I mean, with everything that I do, duck hunting, turkey hunting, fishing, trying to shoot a deer every now and then. I wish that I had the time to run trap lines. I just don't have it. And oh yeah, predators from there, raptors, yeah, the raptors, and they're right, and a lot of game fish, especially up north, the pike and the muskies. Coots will raid a duck nest and eat the eggs. So I mean, there's a lot of predation out there for ducklings. And hey, Backwoods, how you doing, buddy? Snapping turtles, yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. That that duck, that little duck. As soon as he comes out, he's hiding. I know what predator ducks are safest from. Yeah, this year, me. Yeah, Becca, y'all are having some of the coldest weather y'all have had in decades. Yeah, I knew that was coming, so I went ahead and I shut that horse down quick. -6 in Texas. That's cold. And I don't want to hear nobody say nothing about it's a dry cold either. It got down to -15 last night. Well, Becca, y'all have heat? Or is your power, you still got power and heat? Yes, it is getting very close. About another month. Oh, that's good. That's good, Becca. I'm glad you got alternate electricity there. I'm watching this cold weather out west, and the only thing I can think of is that movie The Day After. Your heart looks like they're shining this morning. Yeah, well, if you see twin girls running down your hallway, I would exit that house. Oh, excuse me. Red rum. You know, when I first saw that movie when it came out, I got confused and thought there was two D's, and I thought they were talking about red drum as in redfish. I thought it was a fishing movie. Ooh, thunder. Really? That's pretty. I'd have been. Was he as? Was he? Is he as weird in real life as he is on the screen? Live in Minnesota. Thanks for coming in, and you have fun with that Wii bowling tournament. I understand backwoods is not a problem. Ugh. All right, Tub, take care of yourself, man. Thanks for coming in, Wyatt. The Billy Goat Scruff. Really? My wife probably knows that. I just don't know that much about him. Awesome. Keep getting these Texas. Keep getting these weather alerts. You know what, John? If I had a lot of ducks here, if I was in a state that had a lot of ducks, um, Wyatt, no, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you. I'm just here having some fun talking to people. But I thank you for coming. John, if I had a place where I had a lot of ducks, and I probably would guide, but I just don't have enough ducks. Not anymore. Not like we used to. But there is a lot of work, and my hat's off to duck guides. There is a lot of work that goes involved. A lot of work. You're constantly scouting, constantly looking, having to deal with people that you've never met before, people's different personalities and whatnot. There's a lot of work involved. Well, Mark, you concentrate on the road, man. Don't worry about us. I worry about you on the road. Yeah, I just now is the time for uh getting my stuff cleaned up. I can't hardly do anything until the rain quits. I got to get my shed cleaned out, and it's trash from dragging in decoys and throwing them on the floor and pulling other ones out. And I got to get my blind. Blind has to be dried off on the boat, and it needs to be put up. Boat needs to be cleaned out. I still got. I shot 3 guns this year, so I got to get them cleaned up. So a lot of work to be done. And then I want to get some conservation videos out. So it's just going to be busy, busy, busy. Okay, you're home safe and sound. Okay, good, Mark. You can tell Becca's from Texas when she's watering her cows off her back porch. John, we very seldom get any ice down here. I mean, I have not hunted on ice in so long down here that but I do know that in some of the more northern states, yeah, the ice will build up on the decoys and it'll put a glint on them, so you got to go and break the ice off. You got asked to record some cleaning and restoration of. Awesome, man. That's cool, Tom. Dukes, it is here now. It is thundering and lightning as we speak here. And pouring down rain. Oh. Miss Gracie wanted her head scratched, so she came over here and put her head in my lap. Hey, you want to say hey? Let's see if I can see her. There she is. Oh, here. Say hey to everybody. Say hey to everybody. Oh. Yeah, it's a pretty big system. Okay, go lay down. Yeah, you're a good girl. She's been staying by my side this whole season, wishing I would take her hunting, but she's too young. Too old. Or sleet and freezing rain in New York. Ugh. All right, Tom, you take care of yourself, man. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, Poppy, she'd Baru all the way out there. In case you don't know, Poppy's our little miniature beagle. Um, she'll attack a little stuffed animal, but that's about it. I don't think she'd chase a rolling biscuit. Not so remote Alaska. Well, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that thumbs up for me. Appreciate it. How's Alaska today? Oh, Cody, I'm still full from eating that steak yesterday. So, what do y'all want to talk about? We went over pretty much all the duck stuff earlier and the seasons and whatnot. Anybody got anything they want to ask? Duck hunting related or hunting in general? Nice and warm up there? Really? What do you consider warm? Just out of curiosity. I'm in South Carolina, so anything gets below 30, I'm cold. That is the plan, Cody. That is the plan. That's funny, Becca. It's 18 degrees above. It might be warm for you, brother. It ain't here. Ain't that crazy, Cody? I mean, seriously, that's just absolutely crazy. Almost t-shirt weather. Oh man, not for me. But it's a all right, Dukes, you take care of yourself, man. Thanks for stopping by. Get with me in a couple weeks, man. We'll go out and find something to get into. Oh man, I got so much to do. I just wish it would stop raining. The Cody, side yard is, I could actually run my boat through it. If I could put my boat, take it off the trailer, I could run it across my yard right now. That's how much water I got. And Shiner still prefers flip flops. Well, Shiner, what kind of flip flop guy are you? Are you a Crocs flip flop, or are you the rainbow flip flops? Or are you the Walmart specials? Will do, Dukes. You take care, man. I don't think it's going to wash them ruts away. I dug them down pretty deep. Wore shorts out in the snow yesterday and took a dive. Might be a video. Well, if you come up with something like a coon or a wrestler, you like the foo-foo flip-flops. Oh, my goodness. Reefs? Okay. About 40 miles north of Anchorage. You're going to get you some Hey Dudes. All right, I'm a little lost. What are Hey Dudes? You have leather ones you wear the rest of the time. The reef ones handle getting wet. Okay. Captain Clueless. Oh, okay. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, awesome. I'm not showing any. I don't know why. I never see the thumbs up when they come up. Probably have to refresh it. Well, it ain't happening here, there, Duggar. It is now officially over. It is officially over. Oh, man. What a day. Long day at work. Trying to get things done around the house. It's just one of them things. I didn't even look at it, Wall, man. I'm gonna have to catch up on my my viewing here in the next couple of days. Do I turkey hunt? Yes, I do. It's my second favorite. Ducks being my favorite, and turkeys being my second favorite. Season around here opens. Like to hit about March the 20th, I think. That's when it started last year, so I'm assuming it's going to start about that same time. Yeah, I'd like to see 40 thumbs up. Yep. I like to shoot doves as well. We used to do a lot of good quail hunting around. It used to be a lot of good quail hunting around here until the farming practices changed, and now they're planting hedgerow to hedgerow. I appreciate it. Well, I like this. It'll get here. It'll keep going. Hold on one second. Let's see here. So what else is going on, guys? Let's see here. Well, Cody, if I'd have known that, I'd have probably could have got us a handful of them. when you were here? Yeah, it was. This year was terrible. It was a terrible duck season this year. Mm-hmm. Duggar, where are you from? You're done experimenting with food at my place. Yeah, that's funny. New Mexico. Okay. So you have a lot of the Gamble's quail there, right? Am I correct on that? Yeah. South Texas blue quail and Gamble's. Okay. Yeah, I did. I've never hunted in New Mexico. I've hunted all over Texas, from Matagorda Bay to the Katy area to Plainview. Let's see here. Where else was? Uh, I've hunted quite a few places. I was too. I was raised on shooting bob whites. Yep. So what y'all do that I couldn't, that I didn't see or something? Oh, y'all gonna make me page up? I don't even know what you're talking about. So Cody comes down here, eats a shrimp, and gets sick. How was I to know that a shrimp was going to make him sick? Not so remote. I want to go up there one of these days and hunt harlequins. Oh, playing with my thumbs up and down. Uh, yeah, I I was probably in my early 20s when I was in Matagorda Bay, and that's when pintail drakes were 10-point birds, and you could shoot 100. You could shoot a 10. You shoot up to 100 points, and there were 10-point birds, so you shoot 10 pintail drakes. I did not put a capsule in. How am I going to put a capsule in your shrimp? They had the shell on them. Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'd like to see it, but I doubt it. Oh my goodness. I use an injection needle. Well, he had a nice camera, y'all. Okay. He's got a really, really nice camera. Oh, it will be a running joke. That is for sure. Well, he did. He had a really nice camera, and I wanted it. The non-annual shrimp eating, duck hunting trip. All right, Mark, you take care of yourself. Ooh, oysters. Oh man, I'd love to have a good bushel of oysters right now, Shiner. All right, let me know when you're ready. Thanks for coming in, Mark. I really appreciate it, man. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Hey, Rob, you want to come on up with me? Hey, Laura, how you doing? There you go. We got Laura the Explorer in the house. Speaking of which, Laura, I will be in your neck of the woods tomorrow. Um, Duggar, I have crane hunted before. We do not have a season for sandhill cranes here in South Carolina. We do get a few of them every now and then, but I don't. we don't have a season, so I don't hunt them here. But I've been to places like Texas to hunt them. Well, thanks, Laura. I'll be down in Murrells Inlet. Rob, did you see the? Waiting on Rob, waiting on Cody. I'll be down there for work. Yo, Jeremy, what's happening, brother? Doing good. How about yourself?
What's going on?
What's going on, Rob?
How are you?
Doing good, man. Yes, I am ready to catch some fish. About another month. I am out. I have no fish in my freezer.
You gotta stock that up.
Huh?
You gotta stock that up.
Oh, trust me. You give me about 5 days of warm weather, and I'll be loading that boat up.
Yeah, we're back and forth. We got a little cold front coming in, but not much. I think we're about done with the really cold stuff, so
Yeah.
it's time to get on with it now.
You doggone right I want to eat them trophy fish. I don't. I fish to eat. I don't play with them.
I eat specs, you know. If I run those hybrids, I'll eat the hybrids. I eat catfish, you know.
Oh Lord, have mercy, y'all got to wait till y'all see what's fixing to come up now. This is absolutely crazy. Boom!
I figured Shiner guy would have his flip flops on, so I'd wear some attire from my end of the country.
Gotta keep your ears warm.
Hey, this is the warmest hat you will ever see.
I bet. You need it up there, man.
But I figured you'd like that.
Yeah, that's that's something else.
Should I wear it for a while?
I would wear it, man. Yeah, that's gonna be your.
That's awesome.
His head looks like my beard, big and fuzzy.
Super warm. I was out scouting today for places to hunt coyotes, and I was wearing it. And you don't get cold wearing this thing.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab something. I'll be right back.
All right.
I better take this thing off before I lose subscribers, though. I hit 1,500.
I think you'll actually get them.
I hit 1,500 today, so that's a good thing.
Huh?
I hit 1,500 today, so that's a good thing.
Oh, awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, that's a funny hat, man. You should have brought that with you.
It wasn't cold enough.
What? Picked up a 12 gauge. Okay. Had a full box. Wow.
I just saw that too.
That's crazy.
My mother sent something home with me yesterday.
It's Daddy Duck.
It kind of looks like him, doesn't it?
Oh, it can't be. That's not an 8-pound bass.
No.
Yeah.
The other one that my brother has does have him with a shotgun and a mallard.
I think I got a Santa Claus. My wife has that she puts on the mantle.
Yeah.
Yes, Duggar, it is. Is it a gold or a silver? And speaking of which, y'all be careful on how you when you were talking about things that go bang, on how you write things down, because
is firearm okay, or
I don't know, man. I just don't want to take the chance.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you're good. It's just like that. I learned a lesson Saturday night about having certain words said.
Yeah.
It was kind of an experiment.
Yeah.
And I got the yellow sign right away, so I took it off.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. See.
Yep.
And that's pretty bad, especially when you have outdoor channels. And
it wasn't because of describe. It was an F-bomb and some other things. So that was not for me, but so yeah, I want to be very careful with live streams from now on.
Yeah, I think we all could agree with that.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, it was kind of an experiment, I kind of wanted to see. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time, but I just have to be really careful because I just don't want to have something go wrong and hurt my channel,
Yeah. Well, I think on those situations, I know, like Trapper Jay, a lot of his live streams, he winds up not, to monetize the live streams, but the videos he does, because he controls the editing on that and the language and stuff. But he still gets wild and crazy in his live streams, and it doesn't impact, from my knowledge, it doesn't impact the money that comes in from the actual videos.
Well, and it's not, I guess.
He's so big too. Yeah.
Right. It's not so much, I guess, that I'm concerned about is like if it does continue to grow and you start looking at sponsors, if they were to look back, like, oh, we don't want to do with this guy. I mean, that's
yeah.
So
of course, the only people I want to sponsor me do have bang bangs. So
well, I'm not talking about that. I mean, but so yeah. But
man, I'll tell you one thing. I'll be glad when all this COVID crap goes away so I can go get a haircut.
I'll be glad when it goes away so I can go to my place in Canada or in Minnesota. I just got to drive through Canada.
I had to get out of the car today and go into a store, and I have a very thin, I guess you call them balak. I don't know. It's just yeah, but it's very thin. Pull over your whole face, so all you're seeing is like this. But I forgot it, and I have one of those little face masks that the doctors wear, and I put that thing on, and I happened to look in the mirror, and I look like a I looked like a woman from the 1970s in a bikini commercial. It did not look good at all. No offense, ladies, but I mean, it did not look good at all.
That's wild.
Y'all quit wearing it. Hey, Live in Minnesota's back. Hey, welcome back.
Between my county saying we have to and my employer saying we have to, I'm kind of stuck with the mask just about all day, every day.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. I normally don't wear one to begin with, but I was going into some place that I had to wear one. There was no if, and I had to go in there, and I just did. Becca, her eyes. But I went into a location that I had to wear one. There was no getting around it, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So what's going on, Rob? I mean, you catching some good fish, or?
I was gonna go Sunday morning, but man, it was nasty overnight, and when I woke up to go fishing in the morning, I mean, it was nothing but green on the radar and raining all around here, and it kind of came and went. It got nice for a few hours, and it came back. I mean, you saw the Daytona 500 was supposed to run at what 3 o'clock or something like that. They ran 15 laps and went to 6 hours of track time before they got it started. I just didn't bother. So
yeah,
I did go Saturday morning, and my buddy got a few on a jerkbait, but they were all real small. And I had one decent one that I got to the boat, and he I didn't get a real good hook set on him. He got off on me. So I ditched the funny part. I don't know if you heard about it, Matt, but we're at a kind of a small lake that I never fished at before, kind of a private ramp. My buddy backs the boat down, pulls up and beaches the boat, drops the power pole, jumps off the front, and goes around and pulls his truck back up. And the boat swung around away from the shore. I guess he wasn't beached as well as he thought he was. And the boat swung around away from the shore. And we're both standing there going, what are we doing now? And I mean, I don't know how deep it was. It was probably at least 4 feet or something, that little canal, and the wind didn't seem to be helping at all. And he's got his remote on. He's running his power pole up and down, and the boat's kind of moving around a little bit, but it wasn't getting any closer. And so he decided to jump back in the truck and run, 5-10 minutes back around to the house, grab another fishing pole, and come back. And luckily, by the time he got back around to try to figure out how to cast over and catch it, I had run the power pole back up and just let the wind push it back to shore. Just as he's pulling up, I got the boat back to shore, through a little wind. But yeah, that was ugly. I was sending Cody pictures of this boat sitting out there. I mean, nowhere near shore. I mean, there was no way out. I was about to swim out there and get it, and that would have been a little miserable,
I was duck hunting Saturday. It was a veterans hunt for South Carolina, and when I got there, I was the only person at the ramp. I was taking my time, because there's no rush. There's going to be duck hunters there. There's going to be very, very few.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a veterans hunt, and it was a federal youth day. So I'm taking my time, and I hear a truck coming down the road and pulled in, and it looked like a brand new Ranger bass boat. If it wasn't brand new, this guy takes very, very good care of it. And so he pulls up beside me, and I'm just getting ready to back the boat in, and he he looks at me kind of funny. He goes, "Are you going duck hunting?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah." "Are you going fishing at 4:00 in the morning?" You know, it was just too early to be hitting the ramp. He goes, "Oh yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of night fishing." And then he was just all, like this. And I said, "Did you by chance look at the weather?" And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Because it's supposed to pour down rain in about an hour or so." He goes, "Weatherman's always wrong." I said, "I don't think he's going to be wrong today." And of course, I took off. I've got a boat that I can, go across that lake on kind of quick because of the stumps. And when I finished hunting and was on my way back, I saw him tied up in the trees, and he was trying to get out of the rain. He had no rain gear whatsoever. It's 50-something degrees, wind's blowing, it is pouring down rain. His boat looked like a tornado had hit it. There were limbs all in it. I mean, you could tell he was upset about that. I'm like, good man, come on.
We just missed that on Saturday morning when we were out there. I heard it might rain at some point. I took a rain jacket in my truck, but when I checked the weather radar, I guess I didn't scroll out far enough. Everything looked fine, and we fished for a couple of hours. About 9 o'clock, it starts to rain just a little bit. And I'm checking my weather radar on my phone. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're done. And I mean, it was yellow and reds moving in on us pretty quick, and we just did beat it back to the ramp, and it started kind of raining as we were loading the boat back up. So it came down pretty good for a couple hours, but we beat it. So might get wet Wednesday. I'm going down to Fellsmere to Headwaters Lake with the same guy on Wednesday, so we might get wet a little bit, but looks like it's like 50-50 on rain. So hopefully, if it does rain, it doesn't rain very long.
Yeah, they're calling for rain here tomorrow. Wednesday, it should be partly cloudy, and then rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We may get a break Saturday afternoon into Sunday.
We've been lucky here. We haven't had any precip for quite a while. It's just been super, super cold.
You're talking about 20 and 30 below. I don't know how you even handle that. That's
he wears that hat,
right? But in all reality, the first few days that it's here, well, it has not been above zero here since the 4th, I think, of February now. Those first, and we've had a very, 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 very moderate winter. I mean, I don't know that we've been 20 below once this winter, and normally that's kind of a norm. But so the first few days, it really, really stinks because it was windy. But if there's wind, it's really not like, I know you hear people say, "Oh, it's really not that bad," and then you're like, "You're crazy," but it really isn't horrible. Like, you can, if there's no wind, but if there's any amount of wind, then it's just like,
yeah. But if it's windy, that's just,
yep, yeah, it ain't good.
Oh, don't start that. You're gonna get everybody yawning.
Yeah, it's been so used to being on night shift and not being able to sleep at a normal time when I'm off. So
yeah. Wildman said your auger test was pretty cool.
Thank you, Wildman.
That underwater stuff was good in that too.
Yeah, that was actually cool.
I kind of thought about that, and I was like, "Oh, I need to do that," because I was trying to break it up,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was cool, man. Now you got me started. You can tell when old people, they start getting tired, they start yawning a lot. Oh, there it goes. We're gonna see a bunch of these here in a minute.
What do you got coming up in the near future, Shiner?
Headed to headed to Headwaters on Wednesday with a buddy. He's actually I met him through my live stream. He was always coming into my live stream, and he's local to me. And one day I started one of my first couple of times on Lake Yale, I started live streaming from Lake Yale, and he was like, "Oh, I almost went out there today." I'm like, "Man, you're just around the corner. Come on up." And so I've met him a couple of times. I now went out with him on Saturday, and we're riding. It's a 2-hour run down to Headwaters, but I'll check that out, Coyote. That's cool.
Are the bass generally biting pretty good this time of year? Or?
Yeah, I mean it on the river. Like they just had the Bassmasters tournament on the St. Johns River. They were a lot of them. The same lake that I went across to get where that manatee video was shot. Yeah, they were in that area. You know, they're only an hour north of me. And one of the guys did great. He got 26 pounds, I think, on the last day. But like Greg Hackney only caught like 8 pounds. He caught like 6 fish all day on Sunday. It's hit and miss. It's hot and cold. Some guys that are chasing them are really finding them and hammering on some big fish. So, Small John from Smallwater Charters got an 8-pounder last week over at Donkeyland, and I saw somebody got a 13-11 over at one of the places I go fishing at.
That's good eating there, boy.
I was gonna say Matt's drooling.
Oh man, here, hold on. Here.
Those are big fillets, you know. So
those are big fillets. One fillet can feed at least 2 families.
Yeah, probably.
What's Donkeyland?
It's a code name. He goes back and forth. Sometimes he's trying not to name a specific lake to put. He'll refer to as Donkeyland. Some people know what lake it is, and some people don't. But it's just a nickname he's got for a certain lake.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But and he goes a lot of times. He's been at Headwaters, because Headwaters is kind of there's a newer ramp on that body of water, and that's where he guides at a lot. I think he's going down there on Wednesday to guide the same day that I'm going down. He's got a guiding trip down there. So, but it's down near Vero Beach.
Okay.
So, right. Even the other one, they're right close to each other. Blue Cypress and Headwaters and Stick Marsh and this other place that he calls Donkeyland. They're real close to each other. They're all. Even there was a neat picture somebody took out of an airplane that had all 4 or 5 bodies of water all in one shot. They're so close to each other, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the fishing's really heating up down here. So I let my minnows go. I'm done thinking about crappie, and I'm gonna have to start chasing some bass and hopefully be able to put some videos out if I can catch a few nice ones. So.
Well, I have no doubt that you won't. I mean, Florida. I mean, come on, it's just an awesome place to fish. But yeah, I'll start fishing in about a month. Usually, right about a week or so. The turkey season usually opens for private land. Turkey season opens up on the 20th, and I'll start fishing a couple of weeks prior to that. Usually when I'm scouting turkeys in the swamp, I'll start fishing, and that's generally when I catch my biggest fish. Right then, right there, they're pulling up into the swamp, eating those crawfish that are coming out of the mud holes.
Yeah.
Irene, you take care of yourself.
My biggest one, mine are spread out. I got my 10-pounder was late May. Code name is Donkey Flip. But my 10-pounder was in May. That one September, I had all in a matter of a week's time. I had a 9.12, an 8.3, and a 9.3 or 9.5. all in a week. So I've got a vacation coming up in 2 weeks. I'm going to take a vacation from like the 28th till like March 7th, and I got a vacation like the first week of April, and I'll probably do the other 2 weeks in the fall sometime, like September and October or something like that.
Well, Cody, I don't know what you're thinking about, but come April when we head to Kentucky, I'm putting a bass rod, a couple of them, in the back of the truck.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of wondering about that too. Maybe, well, I suppose we'll be pretty busy, but I almost thought maybe I should pull my boat down there with me, but my little one.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull a boat or anything. I'm just hoping that maybe on some, just in case a fish decides it wants to attack me, I'll have a rod in my hand.
Right.
Just for self-defense.
Self-defense.
That's going to be a busy, you know, like generally for me, you know, that late March, April kind of gets to be a slow time because the ice is going out. You can't go fishing and there's not really anything else going on. But now that I'm into turkeys and stuff and all that other stuff, man, I'm going to be real busy.
Oh yeah.
Which is good. I mean, that's going to be a really fun time. I can't wait. I mean, that's going to be a really fun time.
Oh, I'm stoked. I can't wait. I'm depressed that duck season is over with, but I'm excited about this trip. If that makes sense, you know.
Right. I think it would be. I mean, at some point, I would love to get down to Florida there and get an Osceola. That would be cool.
Yeah, I want to do a Grand Slam. I really want a Grand Slam but I want to do it in a season. If that, you know, in 1 year.
Well, let's do it.
1 year for spring. That's my my dream hunt. You know.
Let's do it.
Well, that's we'll plan it. But I want to get. I do. I mean, I know that I can get an Eastern without a problem.
Right.
But getting an Osceola and getting a Merriam's and
Rio Grande,
maybe a Goulds, and if I get lucky enough to go get an oscillated, because that would be
for the Goulds. Don't you got to go to Mexico almost, don't you? Is there some maybe in extreme southern Texas maybe, but
that in Mexico, I think.
Yeah, very, very. Because when I was going to go to New Mexico this year, there are some Goulds there, but they have the Rio Grande too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Rio Grande. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it is my goal to get on the Grand Slam too. So
Ace is giving me some more grief about trying to sink the boat and falling out and
yeah,
almost sank her twice. I'll tell you what, I shared a link tonight on my community tab though. A guy made about a 15-minute video talking about he was on Lake St. Clair and almost and they pretty much sank a boat. He was a co-angler in a tournament and something went wrong. Had 2 bilge pumps and started taking out a bunch of water. It was more than, I guess one of the bilge pumps failed, and the boat wound up. They wound up somehow getting over to a shipping beacon and hanging out on a shipping beacon while they were calling the Coast Guard to come get them.
Wow.
And I guess they were able to tow the boat back in, but there was damage to the boat. The part of the front of the boat where the top screws down onto the bottom shell had separated, and there was water from all the rough waves, water coming right inside the boat. It's crazy. Stuff like that can happen in a heartbeat, you know.
right.
That night that I was out in Monroe, when I was taking on water, I didn't realize that I was out in the dark by myself, running back across the lake and taking on water where the battery part was completely full, and that could have been a lot worse. I mean, it's a pretty big lake. I would have got to shore eventually, but You know, that could have been a lot worse than what it was. I was able to get back on the trailer and save the motor and all that, you know.
I saw. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I've taken on water duck hunting. It was me and two other friends of mine. We were in a 18-foot John boat with a 30 Yamaha on the back, and we came around an island, and of course it's pitch black dark going to our spot. And when we came around the island, I misjudged the wind direction that morning, and I caught waves coming, hitting me from the side. And when I tried to turn the boat into the wind is when a big wave crashed over.
Yeah.
Everybody was wearing a life jacket. Thank goodness. One boy grabbed a bag of decoys and floated off. We lost 3 guns, and one of the guys had a dog with him, and we never found the dog.
Wow.
Yeah, and the boat, of course, did not sink, but it was flooded. And of course, you know, we hung on the side of the boat and got it back to the shoreline on that island, freezing cold. Got the boat pulled up and started bailing water out of it. Did not have a bilge pump in the boat. And so we started bailing water. And by the grace of God, I'll just say it that way, the motor cranked.
Wow.
The motor did crank. But we lost guns, decoys. We searched for the dog. We could not find him. We think he hit the land. We're pretty sure he got on land, but he's probably scared, not knowing where he was at. And but if you know, you can ask Cody. Life jackets were pulled out. And
there he goes.
I sat there and gave him I call it my lecture. Here's all my safety equipment. Here's where everything is at.
Yeah.
You know, so you know where it's at. I mean, and we did. Before we even left, I said, "Here's where everything is at." So you'll know. And because I do not ever want that, you know, ever to happen again.
Right.
Well,
I know it's.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm gonna grab something too.
Okay. I know being out in the middle of Lake of the Woods when you're 40 miles from shore, that's a lonely feeling out there if something goes wrong.
Right.
I mean, it's like, you know, you're pretty much doomed, you know. I'm just looking at Not So Remote Alaska's channel right now. Is that pigeons? Oh, it's geese. Is that geese?
I don't know. I gotta go find it.
Oh, it's ducks. It's ducks landing in a parking lot. Huh, that's pretty neat. You'll have to ask them what they're doing, Matt, to get them to land like that. They're landing in the parking lot of an IHOP.
Oh, they're waiting for pancakes.
Right.
That and bacon.
I wonder if
bacon and ducks go together. So you wrap the bacon around the duck. So
right. I wonder if that pavement's a little warm and they're jumping on there, if that's why they're jumping on the pavement.
Hang on one second. Let's see here. There's Not So Remote's Alaska's channel. If y'all want to take a look at it, y'all go right ahead. We do not use the S word here. We ask for supporters. So take a look at it. Leave them a comment. Leave them a thumbs up. Aha. Oh, I got you, Rob. Hang on a second.
Oh, Backwoods is here. I got to show him something because I don't think he was here a little bit ago.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, Backwoods.
Hey, Rob.
This one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Rob, we talked about this for about an hour one night, and I went and got one myself.
Nice. I accidentally set mine off trying to messing around with it.
Yeah, I was so scared. I was so scared when I was putting mine together. I just knew it was going to blow up in my face. And,
I didn't realize. I'm almost glad I did, because I didn't realize that you have a tube to blow back into to reinflate it.
Right.
Out there, and it starts to go down a little bit. You reinflate it on your own. I need to pack it up. I bought a new recharge kit, but the other thing that I didn't realize at the time, that I was looking at the paperwork on this, is they recommend replacing those CO2 cartridges about every 3 years or so.
Okay.
And it's the other one I've got in the boat. I think I've had it for about 3 or 4 years, so I need to get an extra. I got to put one recharge kit in this one. I'll be able to start using it. It's also cool how bright, even if it's a normal color for the jacket itself, when it opens, it pops open.
Right.
They got bright colors to make you more visible. But yeah, they recommend changing those recharge kits every 3 years or so.
Now, will rain set it off?
Yeah.
I was afraid of that Saturday when I was coming back, because it was pouring down.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that rain should. The other thing about those is when you're counting your life jackets on board, typically if you have these, you have to actually have it on to count as a life jacket.
Yeah.
While you can have a regular life jacket stowed underneath or whatever, if they're counting life jackets on a safety inspection, if you don't, if you're not wearing it currently and you don't have regular life jackets, they can write you up or say you didn't have enough life jackets. So you got to actually have it on for it to count.
Because it won't. Yeah.
Do they have an issue with those in real cold weather too?
I don't know. One thing that I was concerned about, that I really wish I had a way to find the actual report or find more information. A couple of, I guess now it's probably been about maybe 3 years ago now, just this time of year, there was a Costa fishing tournament event over on Lake Okeechobee, and a guy from my area was the co-angler with with another pro. The guy that owned the boat was from Slidell, Louisiana, I think. But they blasted off for their tournament in rough weather, Florida, cold front moving in and Okeechobee being angry. And they were both wearing their life jackets, but the boat took on water, had a malfunction, got swamped. The guy wound up out of the boat. The guy that owned the boat was on trolling motor. He couldn't get the motor started, tried to get back to him, got thrown out of the boat himself. It was all day not being seen or heard from. They didn't even realize they were missing or had a problem until they missed check-in for weigh-in in the afternoon. And the one guy that owned the boat was found clinging to his boat on the other side of Lake Okeechobee that night. And it was, I think, 3 or 4 days later when they found the guy that drowned. And I don't know. I don't know if the life jacket failed. I don't know if it was just so rough. I mean, it was somehow whatever he was wearing didn't keep him afloat, because it took him, 3 or 4 days. Some guys were on a catfish line or something found him. So, but it makes me wonder, is that as secure or safe as I think it's supposed to be?
Yeah, I know they're very handy and stuff, but I think they're, like, in cold weather and stuff, there might be some issues with them, maybe. Yeah. I've been gonna get one, but if I go in, I'm done for, because I freak out when I hit the water. from childhood experience. So,
yeah.
And I spend a lot of time on the water. So
yeah, that seems like something,
big, wide open water,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you're going out on, because was it Lake St. Clair that you were on, or
Lake in the Woods? Oh, Superior.
Superior?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're on some big water there.
And that's cold. You're done for,
Yeah.
But I guess if there's a way I got to go, that'd probably be the way. I don't know if I'd want to go that way, but at least would have been having fun up until that point anyway. But so, you got any trips planned or anything at all, Shiner?
I'll be doing a lot of local stuff. Like I said, I got those 2 vacations coming up, but I'll be probably, I definitely want to get together with Small Water Charters a few times. I saw that Coastal Fever put a video out. He got on some nice peacock bass the other day.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I just need to hit a few different lakes. And
how big do they get down there?
The peacock bass?
Yeah.
I've seen them at like 5 and 6 pounds, I think, or maybe bigger. Some of them get pretty big.
I know they do down in South America. I was just wondering how big they get up here.
Yeah, some of them do.
That's another fish I want. I've never caught one, and
I haven't either.
I'd love to catch one.
Yep.
Have you fly fished before, Rob? That's something that I want to. I'm looking at maybe. Well, there's a lot of stuff I want to buy this year, but I would like to get a fly rod. Well, I'd like to try it up here, for like big pike and maybe muskie. Yeah. But I really like to try that red fishing once.
But yeah, I've heard that over at Mosquito Lagoon, and
I don't know if can you see that?
Yeah.
That's that was a handmade peacock bass lure that my dad got when he was down in South America fishing for him.
Yeah.
He caught a handful of fish, but this wasn't the color they were hitting, and he brought it home and gave it to me. So I've got the bait for him.
That's cool.
I got the bait.
I mean, a lot of guys are they'll just throw a cast net and whatever comes up as far as little brim and, other stuff. Some guys use shiners. Some guys, I've heard they hit top water and like rattle traps and stuff. So we'll see. I got a buddy of mine that I was talking about getting with last year. Then of course all that COVID stuff, just limited, traveling and getting together with people. But I think we're kind of coming through it. So traveling.
Yeah. I was gonna say to Ace, I'm used to looking like that, so wouldn't bother me none. But yeah, it's I guess thing is if I go in the water, I'm generally going to be so far away from society, I guess, because generally I'm 30 miles away from the nearest person when I'm out.
Yeah.
Out fishing and stuff. So no phone service, no nothing, But
yeah. Well, the one guy was even talking about he took and he bought an extra bilge pump. Went ahead and put cables on that were a couple of feet long that would reach to his trolling motor battery or his John boat, his regular battery, and had an extra tube for it, and just has it all sit in the box over in a corner in the boat somewhere. And if he ever has a problem like that where he's taking on water and either is more than his 2 bilge pumps can handle or one of the bilge pumps fails, he has an emergency one there that he can just drop down in there, hook power to it, and put the hose over the side. Mm-hmm. And you never know. You can't be prepared for every emergency, but something like that. You start taking on water, you're taking on water, and generally the boat's going to float.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably better off hanging out with your boat than not hanging out with your boat.
Right.
But still.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing that gets us so bad where I fish normally is the doggone wind, you know.
Yeah. Ours is, you know, I mean, yeah, on, you know, the wind gets us, you know, and I think it just gets any body of water, but stumps are our biggest issue. You're running the boat hard and you hit a stump. Even though I may have a boat that's designed for it, it's still, you know, you hit a stump just right. I mean, I hit one a year ago, went airborne and went out of the boat. I mean, I was out. I had a massive kill switch fail. Kill switch didn't work.
Yeah.
And boat took off into the trees, and luckily I was in about 2 foot of water. You know, but still.
But that's not always lucky either. You hit a stump or something, you know.
Yeah, I could impale myself on a stump. But the boat took off about 100 yards into the trees, you know, and then I got to deal with alligators now, coming to see what all the commotion's about. You know, and so I'm wading through them trying to get back to my boat. Lost both flip flops and pair of coasters. So, but yeah, I mean it happens.
Wild Man's got a question for me about how much water can you take on when you don't put a plug in. I took on enough water to have it coming up through the floor twice.
If you own a boat and haven't forgotten the plug, you haven't run your boat enough.
I don't know if I have ever done that.
I had my truck halfway in the St. Johns River one time.
Really?
I was. This was back before I owned a bass boat. I had a John boat, and I'd back down the ramp and get my tailgate just a little bit above the water's edge, and I'd push the boat out and load my battery and stuff into it right off my tailgate, and then tie it up and go park the truck. And when I was done, I would run the trolling motor back to where my truck was all leaned in, and you know, grab the battery up into the back of the truck, and then just pick the boat up and, you know, load it in and go move or whatever. But one time I had my granddaughter out with me. I think I caught what that time was the first of, I had like a 5.5 or a 6 pound bass that morning out of the John boat on the St. Johns, and ramp was busy. It was like middle of May, and I'm coming back in at like 10 or 11. All the pleasure boaters are headed out to go party, and the bass guys are finished up and headed back in because the bite's kind of over, and the ramp was real busy. And I went and backed my truck down and had the parking brake set and went around and got the boat, loaded the boat in, and I put a couple of my 5-gallon buckets with my shiners and I kept a couple of bass that day, and I had them up against the back of the truck, and I pulled the John boat all the way up against the 5-gallon bucket, but it wasn't all the way up against the front of the truck. And I get out, and a big bass, I think I kept probably a 4-pounder or something, forces the lid off my bucket and goes making a run for it down the bed of my truck, trying to get back in the water. And I run back and grab him. I get my feet all wet, you know, and I'm embarrassed, thinking I just got my feet wet. I throw him back in the bucket, make a comment to somebody, and I get back in the truck and I park and brake off, put it in drive. I start up, but I kind of lurched it a little bit. The boat slides out and starts going back in the water. Well, I throw it park real quick and jump out, trying to reach out and catch my boat as it slides up the back of my truck. And the truck starts sliding down the ramp with me standing next to it, the door open, about to take me into the river with it. Ooh. And luckily, I was able to stop real quick and jump back in my driver's seat and hit the brakes real hard. And I stopped. I'm far enough down the ramp at this point that I have water coming into my truck through my door being open. and getting all inside the floor of my truck with my motor still running and I got it stopped. I throw it in drive and I got no traction because I'm so far in now that I'm just stuck. And it's a crowded ramp, so somebody went and grabbed their truck and pulled up and, tied on to me and pulled me up just far enough that I was able to creep back up. I didn't get any water into my seats or anything, but I mean, it was a close call. It was all in my truck and stuff. I mean, I opened the door, there's water pouring out. I mean, I was probably, I was real close to getting run over by my own truck. I could have been pinned underneath it,
Yeah.
I mean, the boat was fine. That John boat, I always had the plug was kind of soldered in place. I figured if I ever needed to do something, I'd bail it out or something. I just didn't even want to worry about that plug leaking. So the boat floated. And luckily, my granddaughter, Jaden was probably 6 or 7 at the time, if she was that old. And so she was on the ramp or on the dock wearing a life jacket, and somebody grabbed a hold of her to keep her out of the way of what was going on. But it was 5 minutes. It seemed like an hour,
Right.
and but it was close.
Wow.
That was the closest I ever went to losing the truck, And so the next day at work, we just went and pulled the seats out, pulled the carpet out. I got a picture of my truck with no carpet inside of it, hosed it out, degreased it real good, laid it up on a dumpster to dry out in the sun, and I never had an odor. I mean, I really was lucky. The motor kept running, so I never sucked any water up into it. So, I mean, that was close.
Wow.
This happened to me this year. We were putting in a pretty steep ramp to go duck hunting. We didn't go there, Cody. It's not one of the ramps we used. But I put in, and it was one of the very few cold days we had, and my runners were iced over, and I already unhooked the boat, and I was backing it down, and just enough. It was steep just enough that the boat slid right off the trailer, slid down the ramp into the water just like you'd want it to. I never skipped a beat. I just put it in drive and drove off, parked it, and came back. And one of the guys at the ramp goes, "Never seen anybody do that before." I said, "Yeah, I do this all the time." I just blew it off.
Did you say subscribe and smash the thumbs up when you walked out?
Do what?
Did you say subscribe and smash the thumbs up when you walked out too?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to get out of there. But I've had them slide off. I've had them frozen to the boat. The boat been frozen to the trailer. You have to you'd be sitting there and the trailer's floating along with the boat, won't break. And you sit there banging on it, trying to get it to unfreeze.
Right.
One thing I've heard, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it yet. They have a brake pedal depressor that we use on the alignment rack at work,
right,
to keep all 4 wheels locked up. A lot of these trucks that you see being pulled out where they slid in, they set the parking brake, but the back wheels were on something slick, and that was when you put the parking brake on, jump out of your truck and start messing with your boat, your front tires are not, the brakes are not on in the front. You're just on your parking brake cables on the back. And one video I saw of a guy said, "Hey, go to Harbor Freight or something, spend $15 or $20 on a brake pedal depressor, so you can push your brake pedal in and wedge it against your seat. So now you've got front and rear brakes set, so that when you go messing around back there or lurch something with the boat, the trailer and stuff, you're not worried about the back sliding and the front just going with it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. World. Sound like somebody's racing on somebody's.
Yeah, it wasn't here.
Oh, that was in my place. Somebody's little Honda with a megaphone in the back of it,
Sure.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, man.
Y'all have that problem in Minnesota with these little rice burner Hondas with the.
Not in my parts. They are around in the little bit bigger cities around here, but not here. Just jacked up pickups with straight pipes.
Yeah.
So, how often do you run into people that know you from YouTube, Rob?
It's happened a handful of times. More when I was shiner fishing over at Underhill a lot because I was on that lake so much with so many videos from that lake. I was recognized a handful of times, partly because that boat was so blue, it really kind of stood out, you know. But even before I had my logo on my truck and stuff, they would recognize me or the boat from all the videos. The one day that I filmed, I made a video last spring about changing the carpet on the trailer. There were a couple of guys that pulled up as I'm at the end of that project doing that carpet work, and they said that they had seen my videos before and followed me and stuff. So it doesn't happen very often, especially as I bounce around to different lakes and different ramps. But before, when I was at Underhill so religiously almost every week, I was almost a home lake for me. I got recognized a couple of times over there. What about you with your fishing report stuff? And
nope, no one's ever.
No,
like I'm so shy that I would be so embarrassed. Like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would be like so embarrassed. I don't know, but no, I've never had anybody.
Usually, it goes right into talking about fishing. You know, they almost act like I'm some kind of expert, and they're asking me a shiner question or where I've been getting them in that lake or something.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So once we get into talking fishing, I mean, a lot of my customers at work, we're always talking fishing, but most of them don't realize I have the channel. A handful of them do, and they come in asking me about something from one of my videos. But
what's one of the bigger ways that you promote your channel?
I don't. I really don't. I stopped trying to post, and I'm almost completely off of Facebook at this point. I'll check it periodically, but I took it off my phone. I do put a few things up on Instagram, but it's as a reminder. If I have something really cool, or the manatee pictures, or some of my bigger bass and stuff. And a lot of creators, we all kind of follow each other on Instagram as another reminder that we have stuff out. But I really, now that I got it monetized, and I just need to get back into focusing on making some better content, and that's why some of these smaller trips where I've had not great success, I just buried the footage and move on. And
I hear you.
I can do a certain amount of not catching much or catching small stuff or whatever, but I'm not trying to. I'm much rather have no video than a bad video.
Right. Right. I hear you. That has happened to me. This winter has been a bust for me too, kind of.
Yeah, I was about to say that happened to me Saturday. I mean, I had some really good kill shots, but it was so fogged up and raining so hard that you could barely make it out. I mean, that was it. And I mean, I wasn't gonna. I try to be real when I'm hunting, but you can't. Nobody wants to watch. Nobody's gonna watch that. I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, I kind of have mixed feelings about it because it depends on like what you're able to it depends on what you're doing and what you're able to capture, though, too. Because like some people might be interested in something like, let's just say if I go out and make a video, some people would be so interested. Like, for instance, someone in Florida or something that doesn't experience cold and snow might really think it's really neat, where I think it's like just dumb. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It kind of depends. But
especially if I'm by myself, it's harder.
Right.
Sometimes I don't talk enough probably when I'm filming sometimes, especially if I'm by myself. If I'm with somebody, then we're joking around and we're kidding and we're both catching a few fish, and it gets more, the experience of the trip, can make it. We caught some fish on Saturday morning, but he caught some fish. He was throwing he mostly on a jerkbait, I think. I had one decent fish, and it got off right in front of me. And most of what he caught were, really dinks. I mean, they were just small, but there are big fish in that lake. Somebody else I'm following got an 8.5 out of there last week.
Wow.
So they're around, and even some 3 and 4 pound bass. I take for granted 3 and 4 pound bass, and in
That's
some
big for us.
country, those are and it's still they look good on camera, especially.
That's just a good eating fish for me.
Yeah.
I'm not joking about it. I mean, I'll keep some bigger fish.
Yeah.
But if I'm catching fish that are 2 to say 3 pounds, they're eating. I'm eating them. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
So, that's just a good eating size fish for me.
When you said you're gonna,
I'm torn this time of year. In the past, 3-4 years ago, this time of year, I was dead set where I was going almost every morning was back over the St. Johns River and run way out of town in the middle of nowhere. Just absolutely beautiful country, pasture land and wide open river. And we would have menhaden schooling through the area. And we'd have big, you have a mixture of nice big largemouth schooling on the menhaden and those hybrid sunshine bass wipers schooling on the menhaden, and it was nothing to bring in a stringer of largemouth where they're all, or sunshine bass where they're all 3-4. I've caught them as much as over 9 pounds, and maybe catch certainly 5 or 6 big ones, if not 10, or 15, and that's just, I haven't found them the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
my grandkids catch all the fish.
I'll say Ace is really roasting you tonight.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness,
I'm not proud. I don't care who catches the fish.
In all seriousness, Rob, in all seriousness, the fish that I usually keep, they come out of a pond that I have access to, and we have to manage them, because if we don't, we have nothing but these huge fish, then we're going to end up having a fish kill later on in the year or in a couple of years. And so we actually have to manage some of these bigger fish, to get them out and let the smaller ones grow up. It's gotten to the point. Yeah. It's gotten to the point now where we didn't manage, and we have very few brim or very small brim. We were catching these big double-fisted brim, out of there at one time, and now these big bass are in there, and they're eating everything. Mm-hmm. And so we got to get them out. We got to if we want to keep fishing that place and keep having it for family, we got to take some out.
Right.
Well, yeah, it takes a balance, because big fish will eat a lot, and I don't know how some of these places where you start introducing extra, bigger largemouth bass into a certain area, but if you don't have the forage in there for them to eat on, you're not really going to accomplish much. So yeah, I totally understand trying to help control that.
And you usually, because if you noticed, I was in this little small pond boat. This pond, I think it's like 10 acres, maybe 10, maybe 15 acres. It's not that big, and we got to manage them. And all the mud. Hey.
Right here. There. See yourself?
No.
Say hi. Say hi.
That's the only reason why I have long hair.
What?
Yes. What? I don't want people to see my face.
Okay. Goodbye.
Dangerous.
Huh.
Yellow.
What? I was gonna ask a question and I forgot what it was.
But the river has changed since Hurricane Irma came through 3 or 4 years ago. The grass is blown out. They were talking about the same thing with all their coverage of the tournament the other day. The grass is blown out up and down the river, and the fishing is different. And you know, it's fun if you can get on them, but you can spend a lot of time out there and really struggle. So,
Right. Oh, it's been a struggle for me this winter.
You're looking at me.
Just getting the time to get out because I've been working so much on all this other stuff, you know, with the resorts and stuff.
yeah.
But this week I'm gonna get some fishing in Wednesday and Thursday. So hopefully might do a live stream on Wednesday night from out on Lake of the Woods if everything works out. So
That's cool. Well, I know you said you got some tip up stuff planned, and
yeah, this March we're gonna be once we get closer to ice out. I mean, that should do really, really well. I mean, we should catch some 40-inch northerns, you know. So
yeah,
if things go right, you know, hopefully get a little more spearing done, and I'm gonna try maybe this week into early next week, try to get some coyote hunting done or something too. Once it warms up here and a guy can actually go out. I found some really nice spots where I can go sit. So, well, I mean, it's just, if it's 20 below, I mean, you can go out, but you're dressed so warm, like you have a hard time moving without making noise and making a lot of movement, you know? So just once it warms up a little bit, it'll be a little bit easier to get out, but so never got a chance to ask you the other night, but what are some of your goals, Rob, in the near future?
just trying to get back on some nice fish, you know. Possibly, I was kicking around the idea last year of getting a kayak and maybe doing some inshore saltwater stuff with that, especially in the summertime when it really kind of the bass fishing for me kind of tapers off when I get into June, July, August because the water get up so high. But I've got some areas I can be over at Mosquito Lagoon in a little over an hour, and I know that kind of can be hit and miss because they've had some water quality and fish kill issues over there over the last few years too. But I got a buddy of mine that goes over there sometimes, and he has manatees playing around him while he's out fishing, and you know he's getting into some redfish or some black drum or some speckled trout and stuff. So would be neat to do that. I definitely want to do some collabs with some of the different guys in my area that I've become friends with. So just trying to just have fun with it. I'm past the stress of trying to get the subscriber count up and the 4,000 watch hours and all that. That's over for me. And now I'm just trying to, I mean, because work is pretty busy too, so that keeps me busy. But I do try to get out as much as I can, on the a couple of days a week, and
what is this for?
Try to get catch some stuff and get some good videos up. So beyond that, I'm just glad to have had make all the friends that I have, and just trying to enjoy it.
Do you set any goals for the future for your channel? Like, what's your next goal?
I'm at this point, I'm not even worried about it. I'm just trying to just make good content and see where it goes. you know. So I don't really, I don't think it would ever get to a point where it gets me paid so much money that it would even influence, you know. I'm just trying to, I've probably overdone, I mean, maybe I'll start live streaming a little bit here and there, but it was such a grind trying to get the 4,000 hours and doing it 2 or 3 days a week. And typically for me, it was a fairly small crowd. I mean, people would come and go, you know, it would be people, all, you know, but if I was averaging what, 10 to 20 at a time over a course of an hour or two, you know, but it just seemed, it took so long, and you know, I'm trying to spend more time with the family and, you know, not neglect stuff at work. And, you know, like I said, it would be different if I do get the kayaks, that'll give me a different kind of content to put into it, which would help. But I'm just trying to, and I'm doing a little bit less with the shiners. I'll still be doing some shiner stuff here and there. I actually just ordered some chemicals last night. I ordered some of that tranquilizer to try that when I'm catching my shiners, to try to help not bang them up as much. So, but just try to keep making content and hopefully stuff people will want to watch, because a lot of my videos only get watched 80 or 100 views. You know,
Right.
Some of them that do well in search get watched continuously. You know, I've got, you know, 10 or 15 videos that still, even though they've been out for a year or two, that still get, you know, 10 or 15 views a week or whatever it is, and they're into, you know, thousands of views. But most of my views, I'd say, you know, 80 or 85% of my videos don't even get 100 views, you know. So, but I haven't been putting very much out lately either. So,
Right.
Yeah, that seems to be my problem, is trying to get the views up and the watch hours. You know, I know that eventually I'll hit 1,000. I mean, I know that's coming. When it'll come, it'll come. But just trying to get, you know, but I want the watch hours on my videos more than I want them on the live streams.
Yeah,
you know, Yeah, I want my videos to get recognized, and I've had a couple of them to do it, but that's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, you just like I've been lucky, you know, where I live. Like when I came up with the fishing report idea, that was gold for me, you know.
Yeah.
But just trying to think of something to offer, like a service or something to people, because otherwise my videos don't get watched that much either. You know, like my hunting stuff, like duck hunting was really poor this year. You know, there's just certain things that work and certain things that don't, you know, but so.
Well, I think you really had a nice variety of stuff, though. You had the bear hunting, you had
that worked well. That went well, yeah.
You know, your geese hunting and the duck hunting and stuff. And it just seemed like
good.
As the season went on, I mean, you had a couple of deer hunting ones. You took the deer with the pistol.
Yeah, they were. I didn't want to put that video out, but Alex and Chris kind of made me. I didn't want to put it out because there's no, you know, like you can't see anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was an accomplishment for the hunting aspect of it, but it was a total fail on film. You know, but. Yeah, I would have liked to have that on film just for my own memory, you know?
Yeah.
To play it. Because I mean, as you guys know, like when you do something and then you go watch it on film, because like you see it in first person, you don't get to see it as, you know, second person. It's kind of cool to watch everything unfold and see your reactions and stuff, you know? But so.
That's where I don't talk enough sometimes. You know,
I don't
give enough. Some of the other videos I watch from guys, they're really doing a really nice job of explaining and telling the story in the moment as it's happening or leading up to it, where, you know, if I'm going down to Headwaters, when I go down on Wednesday, you know, I got to get up at 3. I got to leave the house by 4 to be standing out in a dirt road in the dark at 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting on the management, you know, officials to open the gate, let everybody in. And then you're in a rush with, you know, 15 or 20 or 30 boats all trying to rush for the ramp at the same time. And I'm probably running down the canal in the dark before there's not even first light yet. We're running down a canal with a spotlight. You can't really video any of that. I do have a light that I have with me that I can stand with somebody for a second, introduce, hey, we're at Headwaters. We're going to throw the, you know, I can do a quick intro if I'm, you know, on that fast. And maybe if the sun starts coming up a little bit while I'm running to a spot, I can get a little bit of footage of running through the area, you know, but it can take a while to, I don't, yeah.
But could you film that though, Rob, and then just not say anything, and then later, what I do a lot of times is then I will take that out and I'll cut the audio out of it, and then I'll
overdub it.
Yeah, I'll just video myself talking and cut the video out and put the talking over the.
Possibly. It's just like there. It's so dark. I mean, because we typically. The gate opens over. This place is so new and so popular. There's a line. They won't allow. It's not 24-hour access. The gate may be open, but they've got a camera system where supposedly it'll take a picture of your tag, and they could write you a citation or send you a nasty letter about going in too early. It's open an hour before legal sunrise to an hour after legal sunset.
Right.
There's been some times where I really wish I had a little more footage because they've got a problem over there. There's a main canal you go down to get into part of the area, and they've with the way that. I guess they get islands. They get their they've got a name for it, tussocks or something. They got kind of floating. Will you stop it? They got floating islands that that kind of blow into the canal, and they will so clog up the canal that you may have 20 yards or 30 yards of floating vegetation that's so thick. There's been at least once I've turned around and gone back and said, I'm not doing this. There's a couple other times where you literally had to fight. One of my friends been a prop. That all stuff blew in the afternoon. He'd been out fishing all day. It's almost sunset. He's got a video from over there. He put the drone up and flew the drone over how bad this canal was. And he knew if he didn't push his way through it right then, he was going to get stuck.
Right.
It's as much money as they put into developing this great place, and I've seen Roland Martin does a lot of videos from this one body of water. A lot of the pros that are down, Ike and Ellie, I think, went fishing out there. Some of the other guys, I know that Small Water Charters ran into Mikey Balls the other day. He was out there. JT Kenny's been fishing out there. It's a popular place for all. They say it's one of the best places in the state, but if you're not, even if you are careful, you can have some bad luck and really struggle to get into or out of this place because that canal can get so clogged up.
Right.
We're constantly out there moving it around, and you know.
Is that water hyacinth that's clogging it up?
It's thicker than that. It's thicker than hyacinth. I mean, it's insane. There was one time it was clogged up all the way across, but it was only maybe 10 yards thick. And my buddy went, it's just floating vegetation, really, really thick. I'll have to send a link to you of my buddy that one of my friends I've met. I haven't met with him yet. I want to fish with him sometimes, but I watch his videos and we comment back and forth. but he got stuck out there. He did get through, but he'd been a prop getting through it. The one morning, I think it was my first time going down there. I was following my buddy Oscar down there, and he got up to the stuff and saw how thick it was and tried to plow through, and the stuff was so thick it got all tangled up around his prop, and I had to go through behind him and get in front of him, throw a line to him, and pull him down the canal away from what we just busted through. And then I had to toss him my my extra paddle from my boat so he could try to clear his prop, because he had so much crap on his prop that his prop wouldn't spin.
Is this stuff close to the water, or is it grown up?
It's floating. It's floating, and it moves around. It gets to a point where
water hyacinth
now off.
Is it water hyacinth or giant Savannah?
I tell you what. Let me see something real quick.
Because we have both. We have both water hyacinth and giant Savannah, and it'll clog you up quick. It'll stick you.
See something. Let me see something. I think I can. Trying to think of what. Norm G. That's it. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Okay. This let's see here.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
It's going to ask you to allow me. All you got to do is when it clicks up. Let's see here.
All right, let's see here.
All right, we're good.
At Headwaters Lakes.
He's headed back in here. Let's see here.
So coming back from Headwaters, I noticed the South Canal being blocked. I knew right away this is not good. So I did a quick inspection to see how bad it was going to be.
This is Norm G. He's a local down here.
When I came back,
I'll try to skip up just a little bit.
This is not good. The island.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not much.
Holy.
I was like, oh boy.
Now that's normally just a regular canal.
Right. And I pushed my boat as hard as it would go.
I mean, that's trees.
Yeah.
The boat was stuck.
Oh, you know what that is? We call it floating mud. It's the bottom of the lake actually it gets a gas underneath it and will push up.
Yeah, I think they call them floating tussocks or something.
Right. So okay.
So
all right, I'm gonna remove this.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
That's the kind of stuff, and so sometimes it's like hard to get in, and you can blast through an area of this, and you go a quarter mile down, and you're still not past the part of the levee where you can get out in the main lake body and move around, and you hit another roadblock. So you fought through, and you moved, and you pushed through, and sometimes it can be 2 or 3 sections of this. One morning, I think it was 4 sections of this stuff. And some of it, and you got a guy with a John boat behind you going, hey, man, you mind if I get in front? I'm like, dude, my motor's bigger than yours. Just wait a minute, go behind me, you know? And but it's crazy in there, and that would make a better video. But the one morning, a couple mornings I've been fighting it. You're so worried about getting through it that I don't have, and I've got a light on. It's still so early. I don't have my GoPro, set.
Everything's set up. Yeah.
GoPro on my hat as I'm trying to. That would have made an interesting video. Some of that kind of stuff can. Hopefully, I don't see that as much.
I'll be right back.
Hoping to keep that cleaned up, but that canal was clear when he went to fish in the morning. That canal was clear apparently, and the wind blew all that stuff into it and packed it in while he was out fishing. And he was late afternoon. I mean, he was about, and you're really in the middle of nowhere down there.
We have the same thing here. Spotty. We have like a floating bog, cattail patches and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can walk across them. I mean, you got to drag your boat because you ain't motoring through it. Yeah.
Yeah. When you don't know about water moccasins, I would hate to get running through that and have a snake crawl on my boat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
guys, me too.
I hate to do this, but we're going on 3 hours, and I have got to leave the house at 3:30, 3:45 in the morning to go to work.
You have got two of YouTube's biggest windbags on here.
Exactly. And,
I don't know. We might have some guests in that stream on Saturday night. They gave us a run for our money there, Cody.
Right.
But I do appreciate both of y'all. I do appreciate both of y'all coming on, and I really do. I had a blast, but I'm just to be quite honest.
I
am about ready to fall asleep. I'm fixing to just go lay down and just okay, whatever. But
just don't eat any shrimp before you go to bed.
Oh, I ate my shrimp yesterday, buddy. I ate 12 of them yesterday. But
let's do it
again,
again,
guys. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. We just talk fishing and all that kind of good stuff. But I appreciate y'all coming in tonight, and I got a video coming out Wednesday. One of the last duck hunts I did get something on. So that's coming out Wednesday, and then I've got another video coming out. It'll be out the Wednesday after that, and hopefully I can get some conservation videos going. Cool. That's what I'm really hoping for, if weather permitting, because it's just been raining every day.
Yeah.
I can't get out. So,
right.
But again, man, appreciate y'all coming, and
do a live this weekend.
Huh?
We'll see.
I was gonna say, Rob, do a shiner this week, or do a live this weekend, so I got something to do when I'm at work.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys.
Take care, guys.
Listen, y'all take care. Be good.
All right.
Y'all have a good evening. Take care.